G'day everyone, Barefoot Captain's log. It is day 26. Focus. Struggling. Aha! Sun setting. Last day at Kenn. Finally the weather's got good enough that we can move to our next location, but I'm actually really sad we're leaving Kenn. I love this place. It's so pretty, and shipwrecks and fish, and it feeds us, it looks after us. It's a great anchorage and there's so much cool stuff to explore. Now firstly, as always, we love your comments, we love when you share and send us questions, but a big thank you is saved, of course, to the Patreon members. Helps us out hugely, and you get heaps of bonus stuff that no one else gets. Photos, other videos, and a real insight into what's going on here more than anyone else, and you get these videos first. Now today was pretty cool. We got up early and headed out. It was high tide in the morning, and I really wanted to get out over the front of the reef to see what I could find. The outboard just stopped.
Very strange.
Back in business. You know, that anchor we found and the chain, that new wreck site, I really needed something to identify it, and I thought, you know, really the only way to do that is to go over the front, get out through those breaking waves and see what other wreckage there might be there. Well, I gave it a red hot go. If I take a photo with this camera, I'll get a really exact GPS mark if it's above the water. If it's not on camera, it never happened. Wish me luck.
Have fun and be safe.
There's a lot of current.
About an hour, Dean. Don't be too long. Check your watch.
I walked out backwards, the waves were big, I was getting smashed all the time. Big rolling breakers would go over my head, and I got hit by a couple of waves, dived under the next ones. And I made it. I made it out through. And then I made it out through and I was met by a really big coral trout. Luckily I didn't have my spear gun with me, so he's still swimming around. There was heaps of other fish there, but also these gutters and gullies and caves and canyons all over the reef that I was able to explore through. I was diving through those and looking for any more wreckage that I could find. Every so often a massive breaker would crash over my head. Really cool being out there. And I looked hard. I went about 100 meters in each direction. I only wanted to be out there about an hour, only on the top of the tide, and dived down in every little nook and cranny I could find, but I couldn't find any more wreckage. Now that doesn't mean it's not there. You know, I did only search a 200 meter or so area right in front of the wreck site. It's the most likely place for there to be something, but I didn't find anything. And so that really means that that wreck site can really only be one of a couple of ships, and I'm guessing it's going to be the Bonavista. I'm going to talk to the Australian Maritime Museum, and if it is confirmed that we found the Bonavista, that is going to be freaking awesome. That will be a big feather in the Barefoot's cap that we have found the wreck site of the Bonavista. We decided to move the boat. We're actually up on the very northern extreme of Kenn Reef right now, and we moved up here to have a look around. On the way we passed a couple of bombies. We dropped Paul in. Paul's nickname is the Drop Bear, so we dropped him in there. Silka, Paul does know that we're not actually going back to get him, doesn't he?
Well, he is a drop ban on a pickup bear.
Whenever we need to drop someone in to just check a location out, Paul gets that job. So he jumped in.
Nice enough, but not amazing.
We also were trawling a lure. And as we went between the passage of the two reefs, it's a fairly big gap, it's a couple of mile wide. Bang, we got a big fish. Pulled him in and we got a really nice big job fish. Well, he's just been on the smoker. 10 minutes later, bang, another one.
Fish number 2.
Pulled him in, unfortunately a little shark. But we're able to let him go without too much trouble. Another 10 minutes as we were crossing the passage, bang again, another big job fish.
Woohoo!
Sharks had a go at him too.
Well, Franziska's gonna turn him into fish curry.
My favorite thing to do is Malaysian fish curry or Sri Lankan fish curry. Absolutely delicious. And I think that's what's gonna be on the table tonight.
So we've got lots of fish to eat, lots of food, and the weather's just dropping off just enough. Took the dinghy out for a cruise around the reef here to have a little look around. Didn't have very long to do it, only about half an hour. And I just kind of cruised around fast and it was a bit of fun. Didn't find anything of interest, but I have a good idea of the reef now. So if, you know, when I do come back to Kenn Reef, I want to explore the full length of this northern part of Kenn Reef. Well, once the sun has set, we're going to head off and next stop will be Chesterfield or Bologna or the northern end of Chesterfield. It just depends where the wind takes us. And I'm really keen to see what we find there.